What's going on, guys? This is Jaydee here, and this is episode 46 of the Wrestlebread podcast. So I lied. I said I was going to release this episode on Friday, but once I saw the card for the Elimination Chamber, I kind of felt that it was a bit short, and there may have been a match or two that would have been added on, which it has, and I decided not to go to the Elimination Chamber because it doesn't look like it's going to be a very exciting pay-per-view from top to bottom. There are like a couple matches that I think will be very entertaining, but not enough to get out of my house 8 o'clock at night into cold and I think rainy weather tomorrow. So I'm going to go through my predictions for the Elimination Chamber 2020. So first up, a match that was added last night was Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak, who is going to be fighting in his hometown of Philadelphia, but just like last time when he was the heel of the match, they're not going to announce that he is actually from Philadelphia. Of course, I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan to win this match. I really don't know why really this feud is going on. What a major fall from grace from a year ago when Daniel Bryan was the hottest heel around, going up against Kofi Mania. And now, about 30 days before WrestleMania, he is now in a feud with Drew Gulak. Nothing against Drew Gulak, but this doesn't really scream a high-profile feud for me. But I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan here. I don't know what this match is going to lead up to for the next couple of weeks, but I guess this is just something for Daniel Bryan to do for the time being. Next up, we got Andrade versus Humberto Carlito for the United States Championship. I'm going to go with Andrade on this one. I think Carlito's time is going to come at WrestleMania. Maybe, I'm going to think that maybe Angel Garza may be involved in this. Of course, Zelina Vega is going to be involved in this because those two were business partners while Andrade was out. I feel like this is going to lead to maybe a fatal four-way match with Rey Mysterio and Angel Garza added for WrestleMania. So I'm going to say Andrade holds on to the title, and this will continue on the feud between these two. But this will be one of the matches that I think will be pretty entertaining. Anytime Andrade, Humberto Carlito, Rey Mysterio, and Angel Garza are involved in this feud, they always produce really good matches. The next match is AJ Styles versus Aleister Black. This is a no disqualification. I'm going to go with Aleister Black on this match. Of course, I feel like my dude Undertaker is going to pop up, cause a distraction to cause AJ Styles to lose. I feel like this should be a good match on paper. They really hyped up when AJ Styles was supposedly going against Aleister Black on Raw, that they never fought each other, and if on paper this looks like this will be a good match. But the first time they actually went against each other really wasn't anything big. Unfortunately, that was Aleister Black's first loss on last Raw when he had to go through a mini gauntlet with the OC. But I feel like Undertaker's going to pop up on this one. And I know I said I would go if Undertaker pops up, but I'm sorry, Undertaker. I can't. Next up is the Street Profits versus Seth Rollins and Murphy for the Raw Tag Team Championship. I'm going to go with the Street Profits on this one. I feel like it's too short of a reign for the Street Profits to already lose their titles. Maybe they will win this with a little bit of help because we do know that AOP will more likely be ringside. Maybe the Viking Raiders or Kevin Owens will appear to assist the Street Profits to retain their titles. If they lose their titles here, I'll be very shocked because they just literally won the titles. Next up, we have a 3-on-1 handicap match, Braun Strowman versus Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm going to go with Braun Strowman on this one, even though he is going 3 against 1. They have shown time and time again of his power whenever he's going up against these three. I think this is going to be a traditional tag in, tag out type of handicap It's not going to be any tornado handicap match or anything like that. So I'm going to go with Braun Strowman on this one. I feel like he's going to knock out either Sami Zayn or Cesaro, or even Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro, and then the match will be solely him versus Sami Zayn. I don't know where this is going to on the road to WrestleMania, what they're going to do with Braun and Shinsuke. Maybe this will lead to a match between Braun and Sami, maybe Cesaro or Sami will turn on the others, and then it will lead to a feud between those three. But this WrestleMania, it's very unclear of what they're doing. So next up, we have the Elimination Chamber for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. We have The Miz and John Morrison versus The New Day versus Heavy Machinery versus Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler versus the Usos. Now this was pretty good. I believe, the last time that they did a Tag Team Elimination Chamber match, it was a really good match. And I think this is going to be the same thing with this one. Anytime you have the Usos and a New Day and Elimination Chamber, normally they put on a good show. Unfortunately, there won't be a men's Elimination Chamber match, and that's because for whatever reason, they had Roman Reigns walk up to Goldberg, say I'm next, and that's just good enough for them. I'm going to go with The Miz and John Morrison on this one. I feel as though that, they just won their titles as well. It's too short of a reign for them to lose. Now, I have a feeling that they may lose these titles anyway, and it could go to the New Day or the Usos. But I feel maybe this will lead to a triple threat tag team match for WrestleMania between Miz, Morrison, New Day, and the Usos, because one of the main feuds in this match is between Heavy Machinery and Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Maybe they'll get eliminated somehow because Mandy Rose show up, and there'll be another little segment to the saga between the triangle drama, quote unquote, between Mandy Rose, Dolph Ziggler, and Otis as well. And then we come to what I believe would be the main event, the Elimination Chamber for the winner will be facing Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. We have Natalya versus Liv Morgan, Shayna Baszler versus Asuka, Ruby Riott versus Sarah Logan. And I feel like I really don't know why we're doing this. This is about as obvious as ever that Shayna Baszler is going to win this match. Natalya and Asuka are going to start a feud, and it's rumored that it's going to be Natalya and Beth Phoenix versus Asuka and Kairi Sane. We have the Riot Squad in there, of course, so their feud will probably end up being a triple threat match at WrestleMania, which only leaves Shayna Baszler. Maybe they'll have Shayna Baszler come out first, and then she just runs the gauntlet with all the girls. But this, I really have there's really no reason why Shayna Baszler wouldn't win this match so she can go up against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. I feel as though Shayna Baszler should have won the Royal Rumble, and then it should have been Charlotte because Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley could have happened anyway. I mean, Rhea Ripley could have easily just went up to her and said, "Hey, you think you're bad," or something like that, But I feel like this is a throwaway match. This is just them to put on paper a reason why Shayna Baszler should be going against Becky Lynch, when in reality, Shayna Baszler is the one who attacked Becky Lynch and, like a freaking vampire bit the back of her neck and made her bleed. So I feel like, this match may be good, I guess, but it really is kind of pointless to me. So looking at the card overall, it doesn't seem like this will maybe like a good pay-per-view. There may be some, like I said, the Tag Team Elimination Chamber, Andrade match, and AJ Styles versus Aleister Black match will be probably entertaining matches. But overall, it doesn't really seem like this is going to be that good of a pay-per-view. So I may tune out a couple of times, but I definitely will watch the whole thing. eventually. And then I will be coming out with my review episode on Tuesday, as usual. So, shout out to everyone who's going to Elimination Chamber. God bless you for spending the money for that pay-per-view, but I feel as though it definitely wasn't worth it, even if there may be an Undertaker sighting. Sorry, Undertaker. I guess I'm really not that much of a mark after all. But I have to be at work early in the morning the next day, and I don't know, I just don't feel for it. So that's it for the Wrestlebread podcast. This is a very short episode. That's because I pretty much was doing my predictions on everything. And plus, I really didn't get a chance to watch all of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, or really AEW Dynamite. Really, I caught some moments of AEW Dynamite, Raw, and SmackDown, but not enough to really give a really good overall review that I normally do for my episodes. So be sure to follow me on Twitter at Jaydee Talks. That's JAYDEE Talks. And be sure to follow the podcast at Wrestlebread as well. Let me know your predictions for Elimination Chamber. Do you think it'll be a good pay-per-view? Do you think it won't be a good pay-per-view? And hopefully we'll be shocked. You know, I don't mind being pleasantly surprised by WWE because I sometimes put my expectations pretty low, like I'm doing for this pay-per-view event. So, until next time, guys, peace.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. Check us out at Wrestlebread.com and subscribe to Wrestlebread on YouTube for more breaking news and JD's opinions.